Welcome, welcome, people. How we doing tonight? You guys can unmute yourself for this first few minutes while folks come into the room if you'd like. We have Octavia and Blake and Chris. It's great that you guys could join us tonight. Still see some folks connecting to audio. We've got Matt the Switcher. How you doing, Matt the Switcher?
I'm all right. How are you?
All right. We're all right. How's Chromebook doing tonight?
It's doing all right. I have to keep it plugged in because I hardly ever use it.
Oh, well, we don't want to lose you. Hello, Octavia. How are you tonight? I saw your microphone off. I thought maybe we were going to coax you into saying hello. Well, all right. Well, we've got who we've got for the next little while here, and we'll go ahead. Oh, we've got Dion in the waiting room. Let's get Dion in here. Good evening, Dion. Thank you for joining us tonight. All right. You never know. Well, welcome, everyone. My name is Michael Ferris. I'm the Dean of Enrollment Management here. And this is, I believe, Kimberly, is this number 17? Is this the 17th episode of Where Your Future Begins? Right? All right, I'm getting the thumbs up. We got 17. So we're very, very pleased that you all could join us tonight. As you can tell, we usually have a lot of fun doing this. This is our chance to tell you about all the wonderful things at the college, and it's your chance to ask us any kind of questions you want. We love questions. We love going back and forth and helping you guys out in every way we can. And we miss you. We miss seeing our students. Yeah, and we look forward to the fall. And you know, if any of you guys have any questions later on about fall and how it's going to work, feel free to throw that out there. We'll tell you everything we know at this point. We are enrolling for fall, so that's good. You can get enrolled in your classes, and classes start. When do they start? The 24th. It's 24th of August. Yeah, okay. All right. That's when fall classes start. Well, as you guys can see, we've got a lot of awesome people here tonight. When we do these, we talk about the college and all the great things, and we also we have a special guest every Tuesday night when we do this. And as you guys probably saw from the email and from the text that went out, tonight our special guest is Tammy Karabin from the Writing Center here. Yep, thanks, Tammy. She's waving at you there. She's going to talk to us about our Writing Center and all the wonderful things that they do. And one thing to keep in mind too, and Tammy will probably talk about this, the best writers too use the Writing Center. I was an English major. I used the Writing Center way long ago when I was in college. And I'll tell you, it makes a difference. It's fantastic. So
thank you, Michael.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. You got an English major here, so I'll tell you, writing is something. It's a skill, and it's something that with the right kind of help, you can cut through a lot of confusion and stuff like that. So I won't steal any more of Tammy's thunder, but
No, please don't. Save some for me.
Yeah, so I'll save a little thunder there, but it's awesome. And so we are also joined tonight by Kimberly French, Deanne McDaniel, Brittany Cochran, Mark Zacola, Hunter Overstreet, Karen, Donna, Ryan. You're going to get to know these folks over the course of the call. And, well, they represent student services really for the most part at CVCC. And everybody on this call loves what they do, and they're all about this work that we do. So without further ado, I'm going to send it over to Kimberly French, and she's going to go through some ground rules with you guys and how the evening's going to work. And I'll just stop talking and send it over to Kimberly. Kimberly.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kimberly French. I'm the first year programs coordinator here at CVCC. And just want to tell you a little bit about the ground rules. If you are interested in asking any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat feature at the bottom. If you click down at the bottom, you'll see something that says chat. Write any of your questions in there, and I'll be monitoring them along with some other people looking at it for you, and we'll answer your questions along the way. You can also raise a hand. In the participants list, there's a way that you can raise your hand in there. And in the reactions area, if there's something you like, you can do a thumbs up or you can do a clap, either way. So those are some of the things for you. At the very end, we're going to do a question and answer session that we'll be able to go through. And right now, I'd like to get your engagement on a little bit of, on a quick poll. And I'm going to ask you some questions. And I'm going to launch this. How did you hear about this session tonight? Did you hear about it through high school, online, social media, a friend, family member, in the community, a text, email, or other? All right. Well, it looks like we have everyone got it through a text. So I'll share the results with you so you can see the majority of you have got through a text that didn't have any other outcomes. That's awesome. So text looks like it's working for us. So thank you for sharing that information. And now I'm going to hand it over to Karen Alexander, our college registrar.
Okay, thank you, Kimberly, and welcome again, everyone. We appreciate you coming out. And we always love to speak with groups of incoming students like this because it's a great way for you to be exposed to what we have available for you. And it's a way for us to just reassure you that regardless of what your upcoming semesters are going to look like, that all services at CVCC are fully available and we're here to serve you. So regardless of whether we're in a virtual environment like this or eventually face-to-face back on campus, that we will be able to help you all the way through your enrollment, through hopefully to graduation and or employment, whatever your path may be. So it probably, since most of you have received the text message, you probably have already applied to CVCC. If so, you would have filled out the application online. If you've not already done so, not a problem. All you have to do is click on the Apply Now link, and the application only takes about 5 to 10 minutes to complete in its entirety. As soon as you did do that, or if you've already done that, you would have gotten a confirmation that popped up on your screen immediately. That is your acceptance to CVCC. So once you have gotten that confirmation, you are an accepted CVCC student. So congratulations. The next steps you'll take are quick and easy to help you get started. There's a few things you can do even before you begin working with the counselors and navigators, who you'll meet some of those individuals on the call later today. But once you have your confirmation, you can go ahead and start sending in your transcripts for us to evaluate, both your high school transcript showing when you graduated and also your college transcripts. If you've already completed any college level work, we can evaluate that for incoming transfer credit. That might help save you some time and meet some prerequisites to get you into some of your classes. So feel free to go ahead and send those in. Also check your account. You can look back to your confirmation if you log in where you did your application, or check into your SIS account and see if you have any holds, or see if you have, make sure your domicile is coded correctly. Domicile is basically your in-state or out-of-state tuition rate. So if you are a Virginia resident, if you have been a lifelong resident or been here at least 1 full year, you likely will qualify for Virginia in-state tuition. That is the best available tuition rate. It is reserved as a benefit only for Virginia residents. So if you feel that it qualifies for you, then you will want to make sure you have that applied to your account. Check there to see how you're coded. If you have any questions, there's an easy appeal process if you need to try to appeal that rate if you're not coded correctly, you believe. That will come to the Admissions and Records Office, and we'll review that, work with you, and help you get that squared away so you can begin setting up your classes. Now, in terms of your registration, we began our 5-week 2 summer classes today. So those have just gotten underway, all virtual for summer. As Dean Ferris mentioned earlier, our fall classes are going to begin on August 24th. We are currently enrolling for those courses. So the sooner you get in, the best chance you have to get your choice of available classes, and we can help walk you through that entire process. So that is open and available and ready for you. So a couple other things I just want to mention is your My CVCC account. If you've not already set that up, that is your student account. Well, you'll hear us call it SIS or Student Information System. You click on the little link in the upper right-hand corner of our webpage. It's My CVCC. And once you're in there, you'll set up your username and password for the first time. That gives us a way to help you reset passwords in the future. And it's where you will go to view your entire customer account. You'll see the classes you're registered for, the times, the dates, your schedule. You can view your unofficial transcript, see what credits have transferred in. You'll be able to see your tuition charges, everything that is involved in your student account, you'll be able to view there in My CVCC. So if you've already done so, just take a minute to, after the call tonight, just log on there, make sure you can access everything, and we'll help you get up and going. So when you do meet with your counselor to begin setting up your classes, one last benefit that I'll mention is that you will get a CVCC email account that will be issued to you. If you don't have that yet, don't worry. That will activate about 15 minutes after you first sign up for your first semester classes at CVCC. So if you've already registered, you may have that. You can go ahead and begin using it. If not, as soon as you get your classes set up, you will get that issued to you and be made available. So you can use that to communicate with us throughout your time as a student here. So if there are no additional questions right now, if you do have any questions, like we said, feel free to drop them in the chat there. But all of us will be on till the very end, and we'll stick around for a Q&A session, and we'll kind of monitor the questions as we go throughout. So I don't see anything popped into chat yet. So on that note, thank you guys, and I am going to pass the presentation on over to Mr. Ryan McNamara. He's the director of our financial aid department. He's going to talk to you about the FAFSA and your options for affording college. Thanks, everyone.
And thank you, Karen. Yes, we are going to talk about the FAFSA and affording college and a few other things through this presentation. Hi, everybody. I am going to share my screen with you so you can see this brief PowerPoint presentation that we're going to go through. And as we go through it, at the end, the last slide, we'll have our contact information. So if you would like a copy of this PowerPoint, please email us, and we would be more than glad to send you a copy so that you have it and you can take a look at it at a later point. So, like Karen had mentioned, welcome and also congratulations. Congratulations to those of you that have just graduated from high school, and also congratulations to those of you that have been out of high school for a while and are maybe considering either starting college or returning back to college. So we want to say welcome and congratulations to you. So a couple things we're going to talk about: how to pay for college. Karen had just mentioned and gone through the admission process. So assuming that you have already completed that, your next step is to apply for financial aid. And the way you do that is to submit the FAFSA. So the FAFSA is free. The website is fafsa.gov. Do not go to fafsa.com or fafsa.org or any of those, because they will charge you for the same thing that you can do for free. So you're going to go to fafsa.gov and submit the FAFSA there. If you have any questions or if you need help, you can reach out to our financial aid office. Either call us or email us, and we can walk you through it and help you out on that. So how much does CVCC cost? So Karen had mentioned the in-state tuition rate. So if you are a Virginia resident, you qualify for the in-state rate, which is $161 per credit hour. So just to give you an idea, if you were a full-time student in the fall, that would be $161. Let's say you're taking 12 credits, it would be 161 times 12. So that kind of gives you an idea of your tuition and fees for the semester. As I had mentioned, you want to complete the 2020-21 FAFSA. So if you are planning on enrolling this upcoming fall in August, you want to make sure that 2020-21 year is the one that you do for the FAFSA. Again, fafsa.gov is the website. You will need to create a FSA ID or a Federal Student Aid ID. That's a username and password. If you are under the age of 24, you will also need a parent or a guardian to also create a username and password, because there's parent information that will be requested on the FAFSA. Our school code is listed there at 004988, which means when you submit the FAFSA, you want to make sure that our school code is on it so that we receive a copy of your FAFSA. A lot of times students will submit the FAFSA, but they never put our school as a recipient. So then we don't know that you submitted the FAFSA. So make sure you include our school on your FAFSA. And one thing to keep in mind when you submit the FAFSA, if there are incomplete documents or documents that we have requested from you, your financial aid is not finalized until we've received those documents. So just be mindful if our office reaches out to you or if it's in your to-do list of things that we need from you, make sure you submit that as soon as you can. Again, your financial aid is not going to be finalized until all documents have been received. So one question, why should I complete the FAFSA? So to give you an idea from our spring students that just finished up in the spring, of those that submitted a FAFSA, 85% received some type of financial assistance. So 85% of all FAFSA submitted students received some type of aid. And those that did not submit a FAFSA, only 3% received some type of financial aid. So again, you want to make sure that you submit your FAFSA as obviously a much greater chance of you being eligible to receive financial aid when you submit the FAFSA. So some of the aid that you may be eligible for. So on the federal grant side, there's the Pell Grant. The Pell Grant is based on financial need determined from the FAFSA, and a full-time student can receive up to about $6,300 a year in the Pell Grant. It's free money, you don't have to pay it back or anything like that. You have to be working towards an undergraduate degree, your first undergraduate degree, but the Pell Grant is an option for you. There's another federal grant, the FSEOG. The one thing I want to point out on this, again, it's based on the results of the FAFSA, but it is a first come, first serve grant. So we only have a limited amount of money on that. So students that are eligible for it, when you are admitted to the college and have submitted the FAFSA, if you're eligible, you will receive that grant. When the money runs out, it runs out. So you don't want to wait too long. Let's see, state grants. So the COMA, the Commonwealth Grant, is for Virginia residents. It is an award. It can be awarded up to the tuition and fee amount that you have for the semester. The only trick to it, though, is you have to be enrolled at least 6 credit hours, which is half time. So 6 credit hours or more, and you can be eligible for the Commonwealth Grant. There's another state grant, the Part-Time Tuition Assistance Program, which is also a Virginia grant, and that's for part-time students. So 1 to 8 credit hours, you may be eligible for that part-time grant. So regardless if you're taking 1 credit hour or all the way up to full-time, there is state aid available to you if you are a Virginia resident and you submit the FAFSA. So we also have a CVCC Educational Foundation grant. So there is an additional application for it, and this is money from donors from CVCC to assist in your education. So again, there is a separate application that you need to submit for that. Again, if you have any questions on it, reach out to us or ask for a copy of this PowerPoint presentation and we can send this to you. We also have loans that are available. Now these loans are through the Department of Education and they are guaranteed loans. So it does not go through a credit check. If you want the loan, you have to submit your FAFSA and there's another application or two that you have to submit, but it's a guaranteed loan and you don't have to make payments on the loan until you're done with school. So if you're interested in working while attending CVCC, we do have some part-time work study jobs available. The average student works about 15 hours a week. It's a nice way for you to do your school and work all in the same place, and so that is convenient to you. We also have a net price calculator on our website. So if you're interested or you're considering CVCC, but you're not sure how much financial aid you may be eligible for, there's a quick calculator on the website. It asks only a few questions, and it will give you an estimate of what aid you may be eligible for the upcoming year. We also offer a tuition payment plan. So if you have a balance due for the semester and you are unable to pay it all at once, you can fill out the monthly payment plan. It breaks that lump sum into 3 or 4 months. So it's a lot more manageable for you to make 2 or 3 or 4 months worth of payments instead of paying the whole thing up front in full. One other question, can I use financial aid to purchase books and maybe a laptop? And the answer is yes. You can use your financial aid to cover books and supplies. Our bookstore is on campus, so again, that's very convenient. But you can use your financial aid for books and supplies, which would also include a laptop if you need one of those. And the last thing I would like to mention is that things have changed. So when you submit your 2020-21 FAFSA, it is looking at 2018 income information. In 2018, maybe your parents had a full-time job and everything was normal. And now with the coronavirus, things have changed. Maybe a parent has lost a job or reduced hours at work, or maybe their place of employment has temporarily shut down. If those things have happened, please reach out to our financial aid office. There are possible adjustments that we can make to your FAFSA. Again, because your FAFSA right now would be looking at 2018 information, and we could possibly make an adjustment to make it more accurately reflect what is going on now in your household, okay? So here's our final slide, is our contact information. Again, our email address is on there. It's financialaid@centralvirginia.edu. So if you would like a copy of this PowerPoint, please send us an email and we'll send you a copy of it. Or if you just have any financial aid related questions, feel free to email us or to call us. So with that being said, I'm going to stop sharing my screen with you. Let's see, Kimberly, do we have any questions?
There is one question.
Okay.
Is it correct that you would not receive financial aid via FAFSA if you've already have a bachelor's degree?
That is correct. Yeah. So if you have already received a bachelor's degree, then you are not eligible for the Pell Grant. That being said, I would still encourage you to submit the FAFSA. It does not cost anything. It's free. And sometimes there may be aid available that we could find for you that does not have the restriction of first time, somebody that's already received a bachelor's degree. So the short answer is no, you cannot receive Pell Grant money if you have a bachelor's degree already, but we would encourage you to still submit your FAFSA because there's other things that we may be able to do to help you. All right, and again, we'll have Q&A at the end, so if you could think of any more financial aid questions, let's go for it. In the meantime, I'm going to pass you now to Tammy, who is in our writing center.
Thank you, Ryan. That was helpful information, and thank you all for joining us. I am one of the professional writing tutors in the Writing Center, along with my colleague, Marcia. And I have been with the college for 4 years in this role, and absolutely love writing and helping students write as well. So our philosophy is basically that we meet you wherever you are. So regardless of your skill level, we're here to help you. Maybe you're entering a class thinking that you're just not a good writer and you're intimidated by the prospect of having to write for a class. That's okay. If you come to the Writing Center, you've come to the right place. Or maybe you're already a really skilled writer. You might be surprised we could still teach you a thing or two. So no matter where you are, we welcome you to come and get help with your writing so we can make you even stronger writers. We'll also meet you wherever you are in terms of your writing assignment. Maybe you have a discussion board post. Maybe you have a major research paper to write. Maybe it's an exploratory paper or an argumentative essay. No matter what it is, we can help. We'll also help you no matter what class you have to write for. You might be surprised that you do a lot of writing for classes outside of the English curriculum. So naturally, you'll be writing essays for all of your English classes. But maybe you're in a psychology class. You're going to have major papers for that class as well. You might have a weekly discussion board post for your art history or your sociology class. And if you're unfamiliar with these, they can be really intimidating, even if they're only a couple hundred words. And we help with those all the time. So no matter what the assignment is, no matter what the class is, the Writing Center can help you. We'll also help you no matter what stage you're in the process of writing. So maybe you're completely done and you just want someone to proofread for errors and make sure you have your works cited page formatted correctly. Sure, we're happy to do that for you. but maybe you're somewhere else in the process. Maybe you're just getting started and you need a topic, you need a strategy. You have no idea what a thesis statement is or how to organize your paper. I love getting people started. So in that case, what we do is we can start out with a Zoom conference together or a phone call, whichever suits you, and we'll just hash out some ideas and get an outline down, and you'll be rolling from there. Generally speaking, we find that students prefer to work with us with a combination of emails, so we can exchange drafts back and forth and mark them up with comments, combining that with either Zoom or phone conferencing too, so we can offer you an explanation of whatever might need revision. So, but for brainstorming, phone calls and Zoom are excellent, and I enjoy helping you find something you're passionate about to write about. So any aspect of your writing, as I said, whether it's thesis or organization, your references or works cited page, formatting, whether it's MLA or APA, we can help with all of that. We can also guide you toward finding some good researched information to support your writing. We can help you to avoid plagiarism. Sometimes students come to us prior to taking a class just because they want to build a little bit of skill in writing. So maybe you have an English composition class coming up and you want to build some skill beforehand so you can be more successful. We'd love to help you with that too.